I put a
Here we go. It's the final countdown. It's the Musty Wargamers show. Season 9, episode 8. Hello, everybody, and welcome to,
Bizarro Rusty
in Canada.
Yeah. Bizarro Rusty tonight.
Yes.
Yeah. The plague.
Welcome to the cold zone.
Your fun voice on tonight.
I'm going to say it's only 6 degrees. Yeah, I got a little bit of froggy in my throat because right the Friday night after our last show that we had 2 weeks ago, I came down with the flu, the plague.
The man flu or the real flu?
Yes.
Answer's yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Because if a man has the flu, it's man flu.
Yeah, fact.
But yeah, so I got sick and then got over the flu and came down with bronchitis. So if I start hacking, you understand why.
Just mute yourself.
Yeah.
I don't want to catch it.
But yeah, my son. He had it a week before me because I think he's the one that passed it on to me, and he's still hacking. So it's been 3 weeks since he had it, and
that's encouraging.
It
looks like we got a couple of folks in the house. We got
we got New Squallers. We got MST3K Musty Wargamers.
Must 3K.
Must 3K.
Must 3K. Cubed.
Yes. The Musty 3 cubes.
Yeah.
Hell no to points. Oh, well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
we got Chris
one of our
talk
topics
about games.
Chris. Getting a jump on it. There you go.
Yeah.
So we got 2 individuals in the house tonight already.
Nice.
Howdy.
Welcome aboard.
So are we still doing the 5-minute lightning update?
Oh, we can do obviously we got to do a little bit of introduction. So, how's everything going, everybody?
Living the dream.
Living the dream.
Yeah.
If it's a nightmare dream, it's a dream all the same.
Still a dream. Yeah. What do you got going, Palmer?
Dream than not dreamed at all.
Well, yeah. So for my lightning round here, I've actually because I had in the last show I'd said I hadn't been gaming because I took time off over the holidays. I did a lot of gaming. I did have one canceled, but already made it up. Basically, I played Adeptus Titanicus. I played Old World. I played 2 games of Pillage, and then I played another game of Pillage in the last week, which is a lot for me.
Wow. Yeah.
But I enjoyed it because I like all those games. But yeah, no, I'm in particular because I really like Adeptus Titanicus and Old World. I haven't been playing Old World as much. I was kind of taking a bit of a break from it just because I played like 1.5 to 2 years of it as my main game, and now I'm kind of just doing some other things. But in particular, I really enjoyed my Adeptus Titanicus game, and I really enjoyed trying out Pillage. I really like it as a game, and so I'm really looking forward to painting more Dark Ages. It's got me really psyched.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying that. And I haven't been painting much. I kind of put a little post about that there. I've been actually working on terrain, but I've only really just been working on the Japanese buildings that I talked about. Like I finished as much as I want to do on that Torii structure, that I'm just using for the Test of Honor. And now I'm working on one of the houses, and I'm actually working on the light color, for the walls.
Okay.
I'm doing while we were talking earlier, I just put a wash on the top of this, but I'm doing a blue top on this, and then I'm going to highlight it after I've just kind of done just a little bit of gray wash on the blue. But essentially that's kind of what the studio painted it. So if you actually look at when you buy it on the website, that's the basic color scheme they used. And I'm just kind of sticking with that. I've never painted a blue roof, or I've never painted any houses on this at all. And so yeah, it's interesting. And so that's gaming, and that's my hobby for the most part. I've been doing a ton of grimdark retro gaming on that video game I put up there. And so that's kind of what took me away from hobby stuff for a bit, but I'm kind of getting back into it again. For the musty drink tonight,
dark hobby.
I have this.
The one.
Okay, approved.
The big one.
That's the one I get.
1.75 from Costco.
Yes, absolutely, from Costco.
Yeah,
yep, amen.
That's what I've got tonight.
All good choices there, Costco and Jameson.
So that's my musty drink for tonight. I'm sipping on some Irish whiskey, but I'm drinking it neat. Okay. You don't ever drink it neat, do you, Dan? Or you
no,
drink it
no.
Coke,
I always put
right?
ginger ale with it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I tend to drink it neat. Anyways. But yeah. And so that's me.
Cool.
Pretty quick.
I can go next. I still working on my Bretonians. They're still upstairs because I just brought them home from a game last night. But I did finish up the my battle standard bearer, which is the Rapans de Lines model from the 95 range.
Nice.
And yeah, I was happy with how that came out. Did a hand painted banner on there, and so that was a lot of
gaming nonsense you speak of.
I had a weak moment there. Got crazy. Had a game on a Wednesday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where would you go on a Wednesday to play a game?
I just thought, who could I call on a Wednesday that's less than 2 hours away? Oh,
the livestock didn't take you to task on that, like on a Wednesday on a work day, like
no. Well, I got my work done ahead, and then I did chores before I left, and I did it again when I got home. And then drove an hour and 35 minutes eastbound, and we went to Rusty's, and we got a game of Old World in. Haven't played that since the three of us were together for a game almost a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And
September of 24.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
24 September. So so that's we got two games in that time, and then Rusty and I played a game then yesterday, and we did 2,000 points. I had Bretonians, and it was fun because I got to use my new Knights Errant that I just had painted up since Harvest here this year. Mm-hmm. And my Battle Standard Bearer was new, painted up, and I'd painted up a couple more Knights of the Realm. Like I need more of those, like a hole in the head. Even at 2,500 points, I left 10 Knights home. Right. I mean, I got lots, and I'm going to paint more just because I love them. And then right now, anyway, and Rusty can talk more about that game, but it was his place, and we got the game, one game in. Didn't play it through. What we get through like 3 turns technically.
Yeah, 3 turns in that.
But it was kind of not kind of. It was decided, but I mean, we could have played a little bit longer just to roll some more dice. But it was getting to be after 6 p.m. or something like that. Around 6.
We kind of called it around 5, and then we spent an hour just
picking up and talking about the game and just looking at Rusty's extensive collection of. We just looked at painted miniatures. I mean, he's got plastic containers full of like, what army would you like to play? Okay. And what era would you like to play? 80s, 90s?
So,
that was fun.
Did you guys spend a lot of time in the book?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I did focus pretty hard the last week and a half in my spare time or before bed, reading through the book. I found a good list builder online, built my list, and just really thinking even just through my choices as opposed to when we played last time. I just brought all the models I had. Rusty and I built our list together on the spot there. So I put just a little, well, mostly used models I had too, but reviewed the rules, but it's one of those, every game's that way, but enough of it that you can only go through it your head to a point to where you got to get models on the table and see how it works out. Yeah.
The circumstances start playing out. Then
are very specific. And then, but we didn't, we got tons of stuff wrong, but in general, it flowed well. We knew what we were doing. Rusty had some
you guys weren't using the FAQ, right? Like you guys were just using
just the standard rules. The way it was.
we didn't need another thing to look through, so we
Right,
just
right.
went with standard rules. Yeah.
The only thing we did use was the wizards.
Oh yeah.
The new updated wizards, because my list said it went off the new.
Yeah, his
It's-
list made the adjustment where the level 3 and 4 are only a +2 as opposed to +3, +4.
It's one of the good changes, I think.
It
Yeah.
made it shut down Magic hard.
That's
Well,
it
it's
wasn't. It wasn't necessarily because of that though. Our rolls were like, I mean, we weren't even like one off. We weren't even close most of the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just need to roll a 6. Well, I rolled a 3. It's
Yeah, I
already-
mean, it's like, yeah, it was, but we got I don't know. Yeah, you got a few off at the end and killed.
Oh
them.
yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
we won't
The ones
rehash
when they did go off
game.
was devastating.
Yeah, well, and eventually I lost my level 4 prophetess, and so I was a little short on dispel too. but-
That was brutal.
yeah, the whole game was brutal if you were a Bretonian, but
good.
but on a brighter note, now I'm painting up a bunch my foot knights that I think I talked about in the previous show, where I'm customizing a lot of medieval miniatures that I have, and I don't know, you won't be able to see squat here.
Did you use Pegasus Knights? Pegasus Knights?
No,
Okay.
I'm low
hang on a
fantasy.
second.
I don't go for that flying knights. What is this?
Well, I'm
Okay.
sure that works and goblins appreciate, or the chaos dwarves.
Yeah, they did. But this is
Nice.
thanks. It's I'm trying to think. This one here. Oh, okay. This one is a front rank miniature. Chopped his head off, and then he was holding like a buckler in his hand. So I cut that off, and I've got a shield that I'm starting to work on here. That's whoops. That's going to go on there, and then I glued. This is obviously a 5th edition plastic Bretonian head. Pinned it on there. It fits. It scales exactly perfectly, and
Nice.
and so instantly, and then
It
one
looks like
other
a
one.
bat wings on there.
Yeah, it's like a griffin.
All right.
And then here's one I'm just starting to block in now, and this
Oh, cool.
one, yeah, this one's actually Black Tree Design, which is Harlequin Miniatures. He was a standard bearer. It didn't come with a pole in the standard, but the standard top is a part of a helm off of a 5th edition knight.
Mhm.
And then I cut off the head also to add a great helm, which this one is from Lost Kingdom Miniatures. I found a guy online that would just print me out a bunch of heads.
Right.
And so they're resin heads, and so they scale just exactly nice with the 5th edition models. So I've got a group of 18 foot knights that's what I'm going to work on next. So all right, that's my power through what I did in the last 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, my productivity was kind of limited for about a week, because it's kind of hard to hold a paintbrush when you're like, it's like, unless you were trying to do stippling, it's because of shaking from when I had the flu.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Gosh darn man flu.
Yeah, man flu sucks.
Gets you every time.
So, but I have been, what I'm working on is, like, you can see all the miniatures right here. I have all these, was I working on the custoids the last time? The custodians? I think I was.
Gosh.
These guys.
I did see them, like, in one of the previous couple shows.
That isn't what you were working. I don't think you were working on those last show, to be honest.
Maybe it was a picture you sent. You have actually.
I've seen them,
advertised
but
that
I
you were
don't
doing these. Yeah.
guess it doesn't matter. But
Yeah, so I've been working on these guys. I got a little bit of progress on them. I think if I put another good 8 hours in, I'll be done with them.
Nice.
I also am working on some BattleTech miniatures.
Ooh, I just had a drink.
Well, it's gonna have to break that out.
better done.
It's like I did the was it the Scouring Sands video?
Yeah.
I released that 2 weeks ago that came out. So these are the miniatures from it. They're going to be Jade Falcons, so I'm working on those.
Okay. Yep.
And that's pretty much it when it comes to miniatures. And I do still have on the table here, I do got some dwarves.
Yeah, hopefully they're
There
not
you go.
chaos dwarves.
No, the chaos dwarves are, that army is done.
Done.
Unless
What is that sorcery? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I thought about maybe getting some more hobgoblin bolt throwers, but since they're so cheap and effective.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'd stay away from those.
You will have to stay away from them.
I freaking tried, but they shoot across the entire table.
And it's like, hey, let's skewer 1. No, wait, let's skewer 2. Wait, there's 3. Let's skewer 3. How many ranks you got, Dan? How many ranks in that?
Yeah. Well, we gave her hell. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good game. Like I said, there was a few things that meant it's like you spend a couple of weeks, I had nothing else to do but sit there and read. And I spent a lot of time reading the book. And still, it was like you brought some things up. Like, I read that thing, I don't know how many times, and I totally missed that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, me too. And some of it I read right over it somehow.
Yeah, it just went in through one eye and out the other.
Yeah.
But there was some good epic points in the game yesterday. When you see a big giant flaming thing falling from the sky, run.
Yeah.
That's a big giant meteor that's coming
Yeah, those
crashing to the
freaking.
earth.
He had 5 war machines, and most of them
Right.
shot like fire and stuff. It was just like.
Did any of
them
them misfire?
No, because he had whatever I don't even understand. They like engineers, so they could re-roll the dice.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I had hell smiths or demon smiths that they can re-roll 1 die
Okay. Yep.
and per turn.
Basically, you got to keep rolling till you hit my guys. That's the way I remember it.
And usually it's like, okay, I didn't like the way that 1 die came out. I'll just re-roll it. Oh,
Yeah.
that worked perfectly. Boom.
It was obscene. There wasn't anything you could do about it, you know?
I've been a little Rusty still doing his update, but one thing I'll just say is because I had a game, but I've been out of it for 3 months.
Yeah.
There is the rumor that they may actually come out and support the legacies after all.
Well, I'm wondering if they won't.
Well, and actually, what I mean by that is that they are gonna update and actually make them official, which would be really good. I think. I actually, to be honest, because I've played Undead and in particular vampire accounts, I actually think that they kind of need to. If they're going to continue to exist, you know what I mean? If people are going to continue to play them, there's some things that just are going to have to be rebalanced a bit. And it'll probably happen with the next edition, to be honest, somewhere around there.
All right. The drink of the night is.
There you go. Glenlivet 12.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Very good.
Oh, it smells so good. Now, if you're into rum, Jamaican rum. Ooh,
Wow, that sounds like a deep pour there, Rusty.
Healthy
ooh,
pour.
it smells good. Yeah.
Good for your really sore throat.
Yes.
Kill everything.
So yeah, it was a fun time. I enjoyed it. When you said that things were going fairly well, Dan, until the prophetess disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, she was in the middle of a crater. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I was just taking fire from everywhere. It was like Pickett's charge, man. It was what it was like. I never even reached his lines with my edit. Yeah. Anyway, it was a lot of incoming fire.
And you did break through the weak side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's because you didn't have artillery over there. that whatever that freaking mortar rail car gun thing was. That was
the infamous Dreadquake mortar.
yeah, well, yeah, it was so infamous. I forgot what it was called, but yeah.
It left a lasting impression. I can't even remember.
I got to it though. My Knights Errant got to it, clear across the table. Finally, I was pretty proud of that.
Yeah, your last 2 nights finally made it, and then they kind of like plink.
They were close. If I could have rolled just a tiny bit better, I would have won the combat. Remember, it was a draw. Remember?
Now, don't they have to be within a certain distance? Did you have one engine sear for each?
Yes.
Like, did you have one for each piece?
No.
Yes.
Wow.
You did not have. Well, they were within range because they had like a 9-inch range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they go off your leadership distance, so I didn't have to. I just kind of kept them next to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every time he fired, he was adjusting the roll. It was. I looked online last night because I was like, "How are you supposed to do Chaos Dwarves?" And it said, "Well, they're a tough matchup for Bretonnians because they counter everything that Bretonia does." I'm like, yeah, that checks out.
That seems
the big thing with the Bretonnians is that speed is their thing, and the Dreadquake mortar, when it hits, creates an area effect that
2d6 inches that you
around
lose
the center.
You lose your swift stride, and you lose an inch of your base movement. So there you are. And then one thing probably didn't help me either. We played on a wide table. It was 5 feet wide instead of 4 foot. We deployed 15 inches in, but that's still wider than a 4-foot table would have you.
Yeah. Isn't it normally 6 by 4?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean 5 feet distance?
We were 5 feet across instead of 4 foot.
Yeah, my table's 5 by 6.
So might have helped a little bit. I'm not saying.
Well, no, I agree. It's a turn.
Yeah, which I couldn't spare the turn, and then his Dreadquake mortar thing kept losing my movement was just really, blunted.
All I can say is I've never played against Bretonnians without Pegasus Knights, so I can't really say, like, other than you. So I shouldn't say that, but like in here is what I mean. I've never played without them. I've never seen them not there. But, and I know, like, for Rule of Cool, like, you prefer not to, but the other thing is
cool,
like,
I don't like them.
The Baron, did you have the Baron?
Yes.
I had a Duke. Yeah, the highest one you
Duke,
can
the top
get,
guy.
but
he
was on a war
horse. He's pretty tough.
He never struck a blow.
You didn't have the Green Knight, though, huh?
No. That's pretty spendy in a 2,000-point game.
Yeah.
I guess so.
If we went 2,500 points, then things would change a little bit, but...
Yeah, well, there's some...
Actually, you really can't count a game if you've not really been settled into it too much. You guys had fun. You were learning it.
No,
like, you're really too far. You're too far out from, like, comfortably.
Yeah, I did some things better than I did in our first 2 games with the 3 of us. One thing I totally spaced off that I can march. For some reason, I was thinking march was like march column. I don't know. I was moving sometimes when I could have marched.
You said, you could probably march to get across the table, and you said you'd rather charge or.
The one case I wanted to try to charge and I didn't make it because I knew I couldn't wait another turn. In another case, I didn't do it because the prophetess was in the unit. Then she can't cast spells. So
and that was one issue you had was it hampered your speed that way, and she paid dearly for it.
Yeah.
Well, looks like Mel is joined.
Yep. And he's back from Walmart. No, Hy-Vee. He went to Hy-Vee.
Before we get too entrenched into Old Hammer, and the players that don't play, we'll get completely zonking out.
We can.
I'm going to do
we'll
a quick run through
or
the comments before we get too far.
Yeah.
Obviously, the big bottle is the 1.75 liter of Irish juice.
Yes.
Those wings on the helmets work better than the flying horses anyway, Dan.
Wings on the horses?
On your helmet.
Oh, on the helmet,
Yeah. Those weenie horses thingies.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll get some eventually because I'll have a choice of everything, but I kind of like low fantasy better, but
Sure.
Now, someday, as soon as I get finish painting this regular dwarf army, I do want to start painting on the Bretonnians I do have.
yeah, you got
I
a
have
whole
a
army.
lot of Bretonnians.
Yep.
And I still got a bunch to put together. I still got those foot knights I got to put together.
Yeah. Saw those.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
spent
think-
a lot of time digging through my boxes.
I don't have an army that's finished, and so like I'm leaving. Like I left Beastmen when I still have lots of Beastmen to paint, and I think I'll probably start painting my Chaos soon in the next 6 months. I would say, like I'll probably in the summertime, like start it because I'm doing a lot of historical right now, but I probably will.
Yeah. Have you started it?
No.
Okay.
Well, I shouldn't say that. That's not. Well, no. I think the answer is no.
Okay.
I think I have a Daemon
It's not a trick question.
Well, I have a Daemon Prince that I may have started, but I don't really feel like I've started it. Like,
Okay. Basically not. Yeah.
yeah,
Which army?
Chaos Demons.
Chaos demons.
Oh, okay. Well, there's 4
Hopefully
armies
they'll
within
get a
the
new
Chaos
book by the
Dwarf
time it's-
army or Chaos
Yeah.
Demon army. So
It'll get a new book before you get done.
To get them on the table. I hope so.
eventually, I would like to play a Chaos Demon army in fantasy. That might be interesting to try.
Yeah,
I have the miniatures galore.
yeah. We've seen those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chris says I've been painting Spanish Civil War, building
No way.
stuff for 1/18th scale game. Ooh, that's pretty big.
Nice.
Designing some mechs for my brother for Chrome Rangers game.
Cool.
Chrome Rangers.
Well, you don't hear a lot of people doing 1/18th.
That is huge. Yeah, that's
I had to do a double. At first, I thought he meant 18 millimeter,
That's what I thought he meant. I guess that's.
but you wouldn't have typed 1/18th if it wasn't a 1/18th. And I don't know what that is for sure.
let's see. 156 is 28. So
1/48 scale. Built those model kits.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So roughly 1/3 smaller
Crazy.
or larger, I mean.
Yeah, larger.
So what about
He says
Like-
action figure scale.
I was
yeah.
gonna say it'd be like yeah, right. That's
Well,
about what
and he was talking about so Spanish Civil War. I guess he's got the bug because he was playing that Horus Heresy action figure game. So maybe
I
that's
didn't
sort of a.
I'm not
even-
what he's doing.
That is about 10 to 12 millimeter scale. That's
Huh.
it's pretty big.
That's cool. I don't know anything about that
Yeah.
scale of gaming. I mean, we used to do it, I suppose, when we were kids playing with their action figures.
Yeah.
Diceless.
Right.
Be like the size of the old GI Joe, the new GI Joes. Very
Yeah.
large.
The old
Mel
G.I. Joes,
says
those
he
were
made
huge.
it. So was Hy-Vee packed or it's like I sound like a frog? Yeah, it's because I was sounding probably pretty decent yesterday, but after all the talking we did yesterday, my throat is rough.
Yeah.
And I woke up this morning like, oh my gosh, it hurts. Oh sure, Dan, it isn't the table's fault.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Well, that's why I allowed us to go in a little farther to make up the difference.
I wasn't trying to say that.
Yeah.
It was definitely generalship. I mean, I'm completely inexperienced, so, and not that Rusty's played a lot of old world, but he has, I think, a better feel for that than me yet.
Yeah, a lot of the tactics are the same of playing Warhammer Fantasy over the years.
Yeah.
It's just that having to deal with the new rules. That's basically all it comes down to.
And it is quite a bit different, even from 6th edition.
Yeah.
A lot of
That's-
special rules.
Some of the maneuvering and everything is still works out the same in order operations and how you want to do things and how to hit things and stuff like that. Say, how tall is 1/18 anyway?
To Google that.
Wait, you can finish an army? I know it sounds weird, but yes, it can be done. It only takes 30 years.
Do you get it done or you just quit on it? I don't know what that means either.
Yeah. Oh, it's an action figure scale. Yeah, that's what I thought. It would be like the G.I. Joe scale. Okay.
Yeah.
1/18 in action figure size, like Star Wars figures we all had as kids.
No way. Huh. That's pretty crazy.
Horus Heresy, a Contemptor is huge.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
It's GW Knight size. Yeah, I would imagine, because everybody complains how big a Knight Titan is in 30K. But it's all fun and games until the Knight Titans attack.
Well, and they may actually make a Knight. The Joy Toy makes a Knight, and it's insane, the size.
Yeah.
And the price.
What, about $1,000?
It is, yeah. It's in that area. It can even be like, well, it is, and like I look at it the Canadian prices, so it's going to be 30% more. But like you're looking at $800 to $900 US, I believe.
Wow,
it's insane.
Well, it's definitely not going to come out of my pocket.
Well, you know the thing that I just think is funny, and this is just a stupid comment, but it's just like, you know, like we both ride motorcycles and stuff, and you look at like the price of like the entry level motorcycles, and you think like, you look at this piece of plastic that's costing you like $800 to $900 is sitting like 12 inches on the table, and then you look how like you could spend like $3,000 to $5,000 on a motorcycle. You know what I mean? Like it's insane, like what you get for your money. You know,
or well, in my living room upstairs, there's a piece of expensive equipment.
Yep.
Yeah, your telescope.
Oh yeah, same thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Like
it doesn't matter how much you want to spend on your hobby, I guess.
Well, but the amount of telescope that you get for the same amount of money,
yeah,
I would argue is more.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. It's it's tough. I shouldn't talk about how the miniature hobby is too expensive with a bunch of miniature folks in the room. It's because not only do people know it, but they, you know, get annoyed by it. But,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just like today, my son and I were talking about BattleTech.
Yeah.
Right.
I have my paintbrush. I will catch up with you. 1 second.
And we were pulling out all the a lot of the books and stuff, and we were looking at it, and he was like, "Oh, geez, we're missing one of them." And it's like in the collection, we're missing this number. He looked it up, and it's like, how much would that be to get it on eBay or just order it? And it's like, well, that book is only $300 now.
Oh, get it done. Yeah, but, I know.
Like, geez, I could have just bought it for $35 at the time, and now it's $300.
Yep. It's amazing. All right, I'll catch up with you. BattleTech.
Do it.
Guys, remember Templar Crusade on YouTube? Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Used to watch them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It takes 30 years or 5 minutes with a rattle can. Yeah, it's like, God. Hey, remember, Mel, that one time we were at that one convention, the guy had painted everything blaze orange.
Hunter orange.
Yeah, it was bad. I was like, well, it's got 2 colors. 2 colors rattle canned on. Like, it's colored. They make a Knight in 1/18. Wow. And GW is Warlord size. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Is that what they call it, Warlord size?
Yeah, it's like a Warlord Titan is the largest of the Titans that Games Workshop makes.
Okay.
But the Knight is comparable to the 28mm Warlord, is I think what he's saying.
Yeah.
The actual 1/18th Knight. I think what he means is that the Knight is comparable.
Okay.
The Joy Toy action figure Knight is comparable to the largest, like 28mm Titan.
Okay. I see what he's saying.
And it comes pre-painted.
It's actually probably cheaper though than the GW Warlord Titan.
Is it the GW
as much as I said.
Warlord Titan's coming in around 30 or $3,000 now.
I would imagine so.
Pre-painted. I wouldn't. You shouldn't be able to give that away. They've taken all the fun out of it.
That is one of the things that people like about it, though. Even people that paint sometimes like a break, like, you know, where you just
No, I know.
get
I
this
just
toy.
being silly.
I'm just going to take a quick look. Battle Titan Las Blasters, only $180 just for the gun.
Just money.
Warlord Titan Apocalypse launchers are only $215. Not currently selling the Titan itself. $130 for the head. $205 for the gauntlet. Oh, here we go. Mars Pattern Warlord Titan. $2,000.
Wow.
Good Lord.
$2,000, and you got to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items with that, and they all run up $130 to $200 something a piece. So yeah, you're looking at over about $3,000.
Yeah,
just to build one.
Sure.
I think it's like there's a reason I don't have one. Cheaper than a Warlord, and it's painted so nice. Yeah, that'd be thing. Drink. What book is the $300 one? Oh, shoot. What the heck was the name of it? I can't remember. It's one of those like scenario books. I got a whole stack of them just sitting. They're just out of reach. If I didn't unplug myself, I could show you some of them. And we were looking up, all of them were going for like $200 to $300 a piece. And my son was looking at it, it's like, geez, I got like $3,000 of books right here. Brian Templar is running the Horus Heresy campaign. Okay, so he is kind of back. I remember that bright orange Space Marines. That was at RockCon, yes. RockCon. Rock on.
rock on.
Rock on.
In Rockford, Illinois. Man.
Oh,
that was
clever.
Yeah, that's why they call it RockCon.
I like it.
Yeah, that's it. What year was that? That was at 98, 97, 98, somewhere in there. We went.
Well, shall
I
we?
could be rich, but I don't like separating from BattleTech products. True. Like once you got them in your collection, they don't leave.
That's our last comment before the other one comes in. It'll be part of our next review.
All right.
Shall we get onto the topic?
Yeah.
All right. Going back to the top. All right. The topic is, we'll start off with the top one. Topic number 1. How do you feel about points when gaming and organized gameplay or for points or in scenarios? Are they, well, basically, is it important, not important? Is it your jam or what? How do you look at it? What say you?
Shall I go first on this?
Go for it.
Okay, so I have I can see both sides of the positives and the negatives of different ways to interpret the topic. The first, when I look at, let's say, skimming through Warhammer Fantasy Battle 3rd edition, where there weren't points, but prior to the Armies book coming out, and it was just completely narrative, like more similar to Rogue Trader.
Mm-hmm.
There definitely is an efficiency and a good organization to the concept of points, in my opinion. The reason why I do think it's very popular and it's the standard,
right,
is that whether it be for match play or whether it be like tournaments or even friendly match play, or even just people that just like to have some sense of how to arrange things in a way that create even a shadow of symmetry. The points are good, for that perspective. And many people like to build lists as part of their hobby. Like they actually really like gamers in particular, the gaming side people, but in general, there are many people that enjoy that part of the hobby, like they just list building and
Yep.
doing that. And so I think that it has a place. One of the things that I think is interesting is that there are games out there that don't exactly use points. And so sometimes they'll try to create structure, and it might be less accurate than points, but it could be somewhere in between where you have, let's say, like units have like a type of strength. You know what I mean? Like, and so like in Dragon Rampant and Lion Rampant, you have like a unit strength. You know what I mean? And you get like a certain number of points of unit strength, but it's actually done a little differently, like a little broader.
Mm-hmm.
And other times I think that they do categorize, like you can take this type of unit, like so many of this type of unit versus like so many of this type of unit, to form something up. And it's not broken down purely into points. It's more like a way to do it. And it's a little more esoteric, a little more broader than points. And I think that could have a place in certain games too. Like it doesn't always have to be points, right?
Right.
Of course, there's the side of this where you say, well, why don't we just like do without points altogether? And if you remember, or you may have heard that Age of Sigmar had these like different ways to play the game, and so does Old World actually, where you could just take whatever you want. Like you just take whatever you want, like pretty much within, and then sometimes they have rules around it, but it's mostly like this thought, like just enjoy the game. Like if you and your opponent want to play this way, you can just kind of take whatever you want, like and then like depending on how much you really care about the outcome, like you may not care. It may just be more of a narrative game, like
right.
and also of course we get into asymmetrical gaming where you don't worry about the points so much. You're trying to recreate like a historical moment, and it may be that like you have people that are outnumbering, and that's a whole other kind of subject
definition.
as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that's like my thought on it. I'm not for or against. I definitely see the utility, and most of the games I play have them. But I'm open, and even in the same way that I sometimes like just different ways you play a game, like having a card sometimes instead of dice. Like just I like dice, but sometimes I like just to see how people do things differently in some game systems, and I'd be open to something different than points in a game I play as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's kind of what I was thinking too, in the sense that the thing I do like about points is, regardless of if the game is well balanced, just fundamentally or not, ideally a points match game is equally matched, and in a game that has multiple factions and different units, that can be helpful just to get kind of a baseline, just even for just a fun pickup game, or of course the next level when you get into tournaments. But and the other useful thing I think on points, besides the list building fact, which is I do find it enjoyable as well to a point. And I know some people, they'll spend hours just going through, some of those list building programs that are so easy to use, and just have a blast, like dreaming up different legal lists and stuff. So that's cool too. But I think also just when you're coming into a game, you don't really know the mechanics, especially a game that's isn't like a small skirmish game where you only need to paint up 8 or 10 figures anyway, but where it gives you a structure for your collection and how you're approaching it, because you can, whether you do one of those escalation builds just even on your own, like, well, my first goal, just even to get yourself prodded forward is I'm gonna get 500 points, a 500 point playable force. And so and then that fits within the structure of the rules, like that you could play even a total stranger and have a game. So I think that there's definitely benefits there, and that's where I usually start out when I build any of my, even if I know there's a little chance I'm going to play, or maybe I'll play a couple times, or maybe someday I'll play. I don't even have an opponent in mind. I'll build a list according to the book points, generally, just to give me some direction, I think.
Right.
But at the same time, I do wish, and maybe some, and there probably are, because there's so many rule systems out there now. I wish there was a better structure. I don't know if structure is the right word, but because narrative gaming is what I think would be the most enjoyable, right?
Yeah.
But and it doesn't even, and we've talked about that before, even in symmetrical and asymmetrical gaming. That we had a whole topic on that one time. But you can be, somebody could have twice the points or force as you, and you're going to get wiped out. But the key is, can you hold for how many turns? Is that that you can win by holding out longer, or a certain unit survives, or so the victory points so it doesn't even have to be points match in that sense. But I wish there was more rule systems that had like a really good way to play like a narrative campaign. I know, even like 5th edition had some of those, Fantasy had some of those box sets for doing that. I think there's some games that are out there now, I think, that do that on a large, not just skirmish games. I wish even Bolt Action would do that, like a structure for where, the outcome of this game sort of affects the next game, but it's like playing like a video game, where you're, I don't even know what the new video games are like, but when I used to play like Medal of Honor, those Medal of Honor series back in the day, I don't even know if they're still out there, but you'd clear this one, you had this one scenario, and then you'd move on to the next scenario, but your goal was to get to Berlin, or to get, you had an overall objective, and it was it would ebb and flow, and the one would really, you'd struggle on. But I guess that's what I'm saying. If it didn't have to be necessarily points, but where it could be a good gaming experience, I guess, to make that work, though, it would have to be with an opponent or a group of opponents that you could regularly get together. Basically, I guess I'm saying a campaign system,
Yeah.
And that doesn't have to be necessarily points or points match, but so again, I'm not saying one's better than the other. They both definitely are important and have their place. It's most, I think, humans in general like structure and organization, and we like to put things into compartments and boxes and stuff. So list building in general, and points, and so many of this unit and so many from this section of the list, or core, or artillery, or so many tanks, it helps. We like that order, I think, in most people. So, it suits well for that. So yeah, there's really no wrong or right. I do wish there were more games that did have campaign systems, and I'm also talking Bolt Action in particular. I really am wondering why they don't. The game is built for it. I mean, history, you could follow history with it. I mean, it's begging for it, and it just needs.
I wonder if it's based on the scale of it compared to Flames of War.
Well, I would think that even would feed into it more so, right? Bolt Action, because you could even name your commanders, and your squads could be numbered.
But you always feel like, don't you feel like you're playing something a lot smaller than like the grandiose big battles?
Yeah, but it's to me, it's like Band of Brothers or Saving Private Ryan. You're following your dudes through this whole combobulated mess that was the Western Front or whatever, or the Pacific. And that narrative is just, it's there. I mean, the history has it there. And I would love, Mark and I have toyed, we've even messed around with some ideas on how to do it. It's funny. Yeah, I would think it would sell. Again, it's a book, and I know you don't sell figures by selling books because they don't make much money on that. But anyway, yeah, those are kind of some of my views on the different ways to approach gaming, and whether it's points or a more narrative, or symmetrical or asymmetrical. So yeah.
What do you think without Rusty?
And when you look at it, I see the benefits of both, because there's something to be said about if you want to play a scenario. If you come from like the historical aspect of it, a good scenario can you're looking at a snapshot in time and trying to recreate it. And I see the benefit of just playing the scenario for what it is. And it may be a lopsided battle. It could have been a rear guard action where it's like the result of the battle was a loss. They got their butts handed to them, but that was the whole purpose of it. Was that they were, like you said, was that we're going to delay this follow-on force that's following them, but the longer you can delay them, the greater the victory conditions will be.
Right.
And too many people would always say, "Oh, it's like equal battles." Well, life's never equal, but sometimes it's good as a player to know that you're going into a lopsided battle. You got your back to the wall, and just see how much I can squeeze out of this to turn it into. It's like how much can I make these guys pay?
Right. But you need some structure to what determines that you were successful at that,
Yes,
because
exactly.
Otherwise you're just getting pummeled.
Yeah. So you have to know, it's like that's the whole purpose of the scenario versus a point game, is that the whole scenario is that I know what my objective is through and through. It's like, yes, this is going to be a loss, but how much can I turn this loss into a victory?
Right. And then you need to be able to quantify that, though. Like, did you last 3 turns or 5 turns? Or how many points did you take down with you? Or, or how many inches or something to quantify it. And then, I think most people would enjoy that.
Yeah.
By strict definition, one thing I would just say, because even though I was kind of drawing the comparison of like scenario versus like narrative versus points driven, they're not actually like mutually exclusive. Yeah. They're not polar opposites. And what I mean by that is you can actually have a so despite what I said, like I'm just adding that you can play a lopsided battle that's narrative driven and within a system where there are points involved. And so like it can literally say
it can be designed in this game, for that. Yeah.
It's 5,000 points versus 1,500 because we're simulating the battle of such and such, and this is how it's broken down. And so it's literally just giving you the structure and saying this is how within our structure we're going to simulate this lopsided battle that's narrative, and and then everything that was just said about how like the victory conditions and how they would be different can all be elucidated, and so I guess I'm just raising that because it's like. You don't have to do the points. Like it can just be like where it says like you have these forces and this is the way we describe them. Like you have 2 units of 20, 3 units of 20 men, or whatever it is. Like and it's just not using points. Or it can be the exact opposite, and it can be that's based on points. So it just depends on how they want to do it.
And just like today, my son and I were looking through all of our BattleTech books sitting here. And it's a bunch of scenario books and showing battles, scenarios that you can play. And there's really no points involved. It's just like these were the force structure of this height, and it said it's and play the battle. And it's a lot of them are not really balanced out. It could be it's a media engagement, or an ambush, or you just look at it, and there's many ways that, you can go about it and tackle this situation. So you don't necessarily ever have to have points to play a game. The thing you always find out with a lot of games is that they have points in it because they want to make everything a one-on-one type thing.
Well, in many of those kinds of scenarios, that's what the victory points are determined by. Yeah, basically, who can do more of whatever to the other, and to be able to make that work, you'd have to change the victory conditions then, and it seems like most of them have to be a balanced force to make whatever the victory, unless it's an attacker defender. Then a lot of times you have half as many, and that's supposedly even that way.
And you'll find a lot of game systems that are can be used for like tournament play are going to be all balanced. It's like you get this many points, go for it.
Yeah. You got a hill on this side. I have a mirror hill on this side, and I mean it's literally trying to make it down to a list building and generalship, right?
And sometimes even if you have the same exact list with same exact models, and it just comes down to how lucky were your dice?
Well, I was going to say, and then dice. Although a really good player, which I noticed that in tournaments, they're really good at calculating like the odds and knowing that
Yeah.
this unit doesn't match up well with that one, or this one's expendable and why, because it draws. Even though they don't know their dice rolls, but they're maximizing their chances.
Yeah,
and minimizing.
And that comes down to like you said, the generalship of someone that knows how to maximize their capability of said units, and it's just like a chess when you're watching someone play chess.
Yep.
You got two chess masters, and who's going to make the first mistake usually loses. It's like, and it comes down to a lot of times like, wow, he lost that. He just lost this one, or he lost that piece. Well, he's sacrificing things to get to where he wants to be to set himself up.
Big picture that,
And a lot of individuals, sometimes when they're playing, they lose track. It's like, oh, I lost it. Oh, man, I lost this. Well, guess what? Someone that really knows what they're doing, it's like, you know what? I lost that piece because I set it out there. And like you said, Palmer, it's like, I'm willing to put that out there to draw the attention so you will go after it.
Yeah, they didn't so much lose it as they gave it.
Yeah, they put it out there. It's like, there you go.
I mean, that was their plan because you can't.
Here's the shiny thing. Go get the shiny thing. So,
yeah, you try to control what's happening that way. Yeah,
exactly. And I played games. I've played against individuals that all you have to do is bait them a little bit, and they'll go after it. And then when you hammer them hard with overwhelming firepower from like something else, and you just obliterate an entire unit, and they're like, "Oh, what the heck happened?" And you got them on they're backpedaling, and then you can really start piling it on. But and then I don't mind playing balanced games. It just comes down to, like I said, is just how to go off on your opponent and figure out how to get into that psychological warfare, get in their head. That's another aspect of the game.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. When I kind of went and visited you, Rusty, it took me weeks to recover.
Yeah, I'm going to be in therapy tomorrow, actually.
Waking up in the night in a cold sweat, screaming.
I was in the fetal position half the night last night.
Like, what did he do to me? What did he do? I had no idea what was coming. It's like, what was he doing to me?
There's no way out. There's no winning here.
I'm sitting there in the chair with the cat going.
Like Dr. Claw.
Don't make me laugh. But yeah. Who has anything else to add to that?
I said my piece.
There's some good comments in there. Maybe we do a round of comments, because actually there's something I wanted to say, but it's kind of like after I saw somebody say something, and so we should just let them get their comment out first because they came up with it first.
There you go.
All right, let's just see where we're at here. All right. I could be rich, but I don't like separating from BattleTech products. I think that's where we left off.
Yeah, I think it was the last one.
I don't remember what year it was, but it sure snowed like a devil. Evil.
Evil.
Oh man, that was like was it February or something like that? Ain't no points in real life combat. That is for sure. And you would know, Mel. You've been in combat. Hell yeah. Evil points.
That's Chris.
Yeah. Well, I have no problem with someone that says, I just rather play scenario. Just give me a scenario and they'll just play it. And there is something to be said about it. Is relaxing in a way, is I don't have to think about setting up a list, trying to figure out, is that the right list? Double checking myself to just put the right things in here. and then it's like, oh gosh, then you're overthinking it. When you just take up a scenario and said, you just pick it, oh, let's just lay it out, go, that type of thing. There's something mentally relaxing about it. Just ask Venezuela. Oh, yeah. I think points are good in a sense that games can get the armies ready to game, so time isn't wasted. With that said, yeah. Yeah, if you're playing a points game, if you know what in beforehand, then you can have it all set up and you just lay it out. It's like, oh, we're planning on playing this many points. Well, next week's game will be 2,500 points. Meet you on the field of battle at this time.
Yep, I think that's helpful.
Or you just show up and said, I got the scenario set up. Everything's going to be on the table. You just show up and throw dice.
Yeah. And I think probably for like non-points match games and narrative type games, you really have to have an opponent that well, you're kind of on the same page on how you game and
what you expect out of the game.
That's basically what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. Because then it is definitely a mutual. You're going to have to work together to make the experience, fun.
Exactly.
Oh, it looks like we got Josh in there. Josh, we're just finishing the topic that I think wasn't it Josh that actually brought up the points. What do we think about points on the last show?
Yeah, I think so.
We're just kind of getting close to finishing it there. In case you want to say something, Josh, about what you think about points in games. Did we finish the other comments, Rusty? Or are they all done?
No, I'm still going. I got a lot.
Okay, that's what I thought because I didn't hear the one that I was going to comment on.
Yeah. People want balance, but try to balance games end up breaking sometimes somewhere when the nerfing starts. Then the crying starts and a new version has to be built.
Yeah.
It must sound like you're talking about let's see, Games Workshop.
What?
Yeah, that's the biggest issue I always found like with Games Workshop is that, all right, we talked about this yesterday, Dan, is that Games Workshop has a model. All right, we're going to bring out a new edition or a new army. That new army kicks butt for that edition. Or until they bring an updated army book, and then that
or another new army,
which has new units, which are like epic, that can face off and handle the new army. And then everybody has to go out and buy the new meta, which turns around and pushes models out the door for the company. I understand it. It's a model that they always like doing it. They've been doing this since the 90s.
Yeah.
It's like, if you've been around that long, you recognize that's what they do. Just be prepared for it. That when you go out and spend a bunch of money and build your army around that new model or unit, that eventually something else is going to come along and it's going to be the hammer that works against that thing. So you can either chase the rat race or
they have actually had an alternative model though too, I would argue, because I do agree with you. That's like their model, and that's like nothing you said I disagree with. But what I would say is that there's these like islands of these like beautiful oases of specialist games that have been dropped over the years. Like, and I'm just gonna say, like, I know that they're not all perfect in this regard, but I would say they all have a one up on their mainstay games. And so like Mordheim and like Epic and like to a degree like Blood Bowl, like you can kind of go through them. There are other ones like, what's the name of the one that's like Mordheim, but it's in like the sewers? I never played that one, but it's out. It's really popular now. Like it's the one that's like the gangs and like the
I don't remember what it's called.
It'll come to me. I've not played it, but it's
it's their smaller games that
it seems like that.
Yeah, the smaller game systems that are more self-contained. it's the ones that have the big model count, that's really expensive models. Those are the ones that they always have the biggest change in, that if you're chasing the meta, you're going to be spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
Don't make much money on the books. Blank. My books nowadays are $50 US dollars. Yeah, that's the thing. Is that
No, yeah. I mean, I know what he's right. I just think, most of them are. I don't know if their profit margin is huge, but
I can't say. I don't know how much of a profit margin they have on that, but I can guarantee it's the profit margin is probably a lot bigger on the models than it is on the books.
Or it's a larger percent, yeah.
And you may only need one rule book, but you may have to buy 4 boxes of miniatures. Which one?
Yeah.
Someone is making money. Yeah.
Also, the profit margin is always usually bigger on something that you make in-house versus what you make outside the house.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have to take a lot of the books and everything are taken through a printer someplace, and they do that for you versus you have your own company printing off the.
It's not the only factor. It's not the only factor, but I do think it sometimes.
And I guess I'm thinking a little bit more of like these smaller companies that release a rule set, and there's not 43 Army books to go with it, and then when we start introducing a new edition and
let's see, I love the games. I played late war German Army where I am so outnumbered. I know I can't win, but it's a delay. Slowly grind the attacker down so I can save the fatherland.
You know what I never hear people talk about, and it's probably me being Mr. Obvious on this issue, and I never really thought about it till now. It's pretty really obvious issue, but when you actually have to do when your system is to make all these books, like when a new system comes out, and you need to make the Army books, and you need to make all this, and you have to have all this content that you provide. Yeah, you have generally speaking, if you're going to have people on staff, you need to give them something to do eventually. Yeah. So if you have teams of people that work on all these books and rules and all this stuff,
that's true.
Then they work and they continue to kick out new Army books and new things, even after the rules have been released on a particular game. But eventually it's going to slow down. You've either finished the armies, you've updated them, you've done whatever. And you need actually to give these people work to do.
Mm-hmm.
To keep them on staff.
It's like they rotate from this game and they slowly work their way through that game, updating everything, and then it's a new release that gets put out. And then they're working on this game, updating everything, and then that gets released. And it's you notice that it's a 3-year cycle or something like that from Games Workshop. That's how they work at it.
Mm-hmm.
So about every 3 years, a game's getting updated. And it's this year, this game will get updated, and that's getting released. And then next year, it's this game. So it's not, you're not going to see them all released on the same time. It's just it's a rotation.
Yeah.
And if you look through all the books, how many names are common throughout all the books? All the writers.
Well, I don't know these days because I can only know
back in the day it was, but
yeah.
Now some of them move around. I mean, Alessio Cavatore and Rick Priestley. I mean, they write books for different companies now.
Oh, absolutely.
Multiple at the same time.
Yep.
I held a flank with one tiger, and the other side had no idea I had ran out of ammo.
Tiger fear.
Exactly. It's all you gotta do is punch a.
Just gotta be there. Yeah.
Things. I was oh my gosh, the tiger's right there. If we go out there, we'll die. It's and the other side is sitting there. Well, we're out. We just sit here and rev our engine for a while. They'll keep them at bay.
That's funny.
Oh crap! I just noticed my PC camera is gone. Eek. Uh-oh. What are you doing with the camera? No. Did the cat run off with it? Or cats? Hey, the sword and sake is in the house. Hiya.
There he is.
I don't think I was the person that brought up the points, mate, unless
okay.
I had one too many.
Maybe it was Simon. Was it Simon? I'm trying to remember who it was.
Oh, maybe it was Simon.
Maybe it was Simon. He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything, but
somebody did.
Maybe it was him. Somebody did bring it up.
I can't remember if they brought it up or if they had something to add to it. It was something though. I think it might have been Simon.
I had said they had said, well, they asked the question in relation to another topic, and I had said, that's a good topic.
Yep, that's what it was. Yep.
But I don't remember who.
I don't either. I think it was maybe Simon, but
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
He
might actually also come in and say he didn't, and then nobody wants to be blamed for it.
Nobody wants to own that one.
Yeah. Not my fault. I didn't do it. I was wondering who is talking, and it's Rusty. Yes, I have a cold. I had a cold. I'm just
now you're dying.
Recovering.
Now he sounds a bit like a narrator with his cold.
That's what I was thinking, like a radio announcer.
It's a bit deeper.
Hi, I'm Mr. Announcer Guy, and today on this episode of the Musty Wargamers,
we present you today with War of the Worlds.
That's new and improved voice for you, Rusty. Actually,
yes, it's nice and deep.
Just stick with that.
In the late night, the wind was blowing, and everybody was in the house worried as the monsters were scratching at the doors. It's a night of the living dead. I could actually start doing movies.
That's right, movie trailers, exactly.
Yes. Well, it's gonna be a short career. I'm assuming you're gonna get healthy at some point.
Just when I think it was safe.
I think I can keep this going.
Yeah, you think that?
Just when you thought it was safe, I came by with my cold.
Hot bath and a half bottle of scotch and fix that. It's like I drink the half bottle, I drunk, pass out and drown. It's over.
What a way to go.
Yeah. All right. Personally, I must have points in games. I can't imagine games without points, to be honest, unless it is a specific scenario. Yeah, that's part of the thing we're talking about, is that I can play games either way. Is that you can play, if you got a good scenario, even if it's out of a book and you play the scenario, that's fine. I have no issues with that. Or, just playing, a game with points. It's either way works.
Well, and one of the things we talked about earlier, Josh, was that one of the things I was mentioning earlier is that conceptually, even if you don't go 0 points versus points, there are some systems that points are a measure. And there are some systems that just measure differently than points, but they still attempt to measure. Mm-hmm. And so if that makes sense. And so they could call it like a unit strength. You get so much many unit strengths, or they could talk about just sometimes they get creative to try to do things differently. And I didn't, by the way, say that I like that better. I actually really like points too, but I also am open to new things. And if I like games sometimes that just decide to do it differently, particularly if it's good, like it actually works, then it's like pretty cool, But no,
Well, one downside of points actually is because sometimes you can't take the things you'd want because that's not how their list building structure works.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Whether you wanted, there's all even like Bretonians, you have to have a unit of peasants or 2 units. There's restrictions like that, which is again for balancing purposes. But I was going to take it more toward bolt action because I've griped on their new list building system already in the past. Mm-hmm. And I want to take one T-34, but no, you can't. You have to take a T-34 in some command vehicle. I don't want that.
Right.
And so in some ways, their new system gives you more options because you can take like 3 artillery pieces before you could only take 1. So it opens some doors, but closed some other ones. I don't want, if I've got 4 platoons or 5 platoons in some cases, then that means I've got 5 NCOs running around the table, which to me is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it limits some of the things you might want to do, even in a historical game, in my opinion. So again, that's not necessarily points so much as their list building structure, which most games with points have that. You can take so many points of infantry or so many points of characters or a leader, or buff them up to this many points. Most things have something to that effect. So yeah, that's just another, it's a pro con, whatever. It's just an observation. Just an observation.
Yeah, it's besides the point.
And
there you go.
Josh asked,
it's right on top of the point, Palmer.
What are you drinking tonight? Well, I am drinking Glenlivet Jamaican edition.
Jamaica, man.
Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna drink you.
I am drinking a lot of Jameson.
Applauded.
Cherry Coke Zero Sugar. Ooh, yeah. I like Cherry Coke. I don't know I could handle the taste of the zero sugar.
I like the zero stuff. It doesn't taste the same, but it's a lot better than Diet used to be when it first came out.
Yeah, I couldn't stand Diet anything. I was like,
yeah, I still am resistant to Diet Coke, like in the sense that even it doesn't taste as bad as I remember it now, like when I've had to have it because they didn't have the zero, but I like the zero Coke, zero Pepsi, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, back in 97, I think, 98, somewhere in there, when I quit drinking caffeine, I started drinking caffeine-free, or started drinking Diet, like Diet Coke in the beginning, and I couldn't take it anymore, couldn't stand drinking it, so that's how I quit drinking caffeine. Like, the stuff tastes so bad, I had to quit.
I don't even know if the rule still exists in Canada. Maybe Chris can corroborate, but I do believe that there was a time when in Canada they had a rule that in order for a soft drink, a carbonated drink, to you could not, maybe I'm thinking opposite, but you could not, if something didn't have caffeine, it was supposed to be clear. Is what it couldn't be colored like Coke. Yeah. And so like 7-Up and like Sprite, like they had to be clear, like in order to not have caffeine. And that's the way. I don't think it was that way in the US though. From when I was there, like, did they have a rule specifically like that in the US?
I don't ever remember that. It was like typically the clear drinks were always caffeine free.
Yeah.
And like Coke, Pepsi, what do you call it? Dr. Pepper, those were caffeinated. Mm-hmm. Barks root beer was caffeinated, or still is.
Who's that? Is that me or is that somebody else? What's that hitting that's going on? Somebody cleaning a brush?
It's not me.
I hear that thudding sound. Yeah,
I hear a tinkling and a thudding.
I'm hearing a tinkling. Yeah, like a ding 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 ding.
Yeah, like somebody cleaning a brush.
Yeah, because I was cleaning a brush, but it stopped and it was still going.
I'm just sitting here with my hand. I had my hand on the mouse, just sitting there going, okay.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't doing anything.
Anyways.
And I polished off some smoked beef pizza and now downing a cola.
Oh, look at that.
Well, that's good choices.
Enjoy. All right. Sounds like Rusty went AI voice on this. Yes. I've been known to be a voice actor at times. Here we go. There's a topic. I brought the topics back up. How about Jameson? Jamaican Jameson. Jameson aged in Jamaican cask.
Jamaican Irish whiskey. Interesting. Rum.
Can't drink or eat anything with zero sugar. My guts will go berserk. Yeah, that's the thing. I've heard that a lot of diet or sugar-free type sweeteners and stuff will kill people's guts.
It's possible. I don't have any problem, but I also eat a lot of yogurt, which would counteract that. Yeah. Speaking of the Jameson variants, I've never quite got it over not liking that. I'm still looking for it at times, but that Jameson in the Guinness casks.
Oh,
Isn't that the one that we had, Rusty? We were talking about the Jameson with stout in the stout casks.
Yeah, I got some stout cast.
Yeah, that is good, man. I really like that. I could taste it, like the off flavor.
Yeah, you can
It's really
taste the
good.
stout.
Yeah.
It's what the heck's the name of the Guinness stout? Yeah. It
That's
tastes
so good.
it tastes like you're drinking Guinness stout.
Mm-hmm.
I've had I got some Black Barrel. I got some black coffee, Jameson. It tastes like coffee. I thought of buying Black Barrel, but I actually grabbed the wrong thing, so it was coffee. So I was like, oh man, this sucks. But because I don't like coffee at all, it's just like disgusting stuff.
Oh gosh, I love coffee.
Me and coffee it tries to kill me. Coffee will tear my gut to pieces. I think I'm allergic to it or something. All right, so we got any more to say on the first topic?
I think we've hashed it.
All right, we beat her to a death with the
Yep.
stave.
And
I
I
think
tried
the
to
point
come
has
back.
been made.
Yep. Opinions have been stated.
All right, we're happy with either way.
Yeah, it's just there's pros and cons.
All right, topic number 2. What kind of epoxy or clay putty do you like to use, and do you have any experience in mold baking? Well, we do have somebody on tonight in the chat room that's very experienced with mold making and doing molds. He was in a professional entity working in an actual miniature
That's
company.
right.
We might actually even have more than one that has done some stuff in that area. So that's actually good. What do you guys want to start? Just on everybody could probably talk about their favorite epoxies and stuff. But also like, anything you want to talk about with mold making. Who wants to start on that one? Rusty, you went last on this one. You will go first.
Just give me a second here. Let me dig it out. I don't have much experience with epoxy stuff.
Yeah.
Most of the time, most of my experience is like using like Sculpey putty.
Putties, yeah. Well, that counts. That's
for
what
sculpting stuff and baking it and doing that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Right.
okay. The baking type.
Yeah, that's the baking.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to somebody sitting there, ta-da, bow, bow. Thank you, be in the house all night. That would be Mel. So yeah, it's like, well, when it comes to this stuff, you can. I like using this for like making base toppers and.
What is it actually?
It's Sculpey. It's
Okay, it's actually called Sculpey. I've never used that.
Yeah. I buy it at Michael's, or you can even buy it off of like Amazon in bulk.
Okay.
They have a super Sculpey too that a lot of sculptors use too.
And there's many different kinds. Is that now if you're a professional sculptor or something, there's an actual a different kind. It's epoxy type.
They're like a smaller package.
Yeah,
I know what you're
and
talking
it's
about.
a different. It's not clay, but it's an actual material.
Right.
But this stuff here is a terracotta colored, but it's actual clay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you knead it, you mold it, and you work with it, and you can create whatever design you want. If you're really good at it with clay molding, and I got my own, I got tools and stuff for sculpting and filing, and
yeah,
I got a whole pile of them.
What do you make with it, or what kind of stuff can you do?
a lot of your bases I've seen you use it for. Like you use it for a lot of.
Here's
bases.
a great example right here. I did
large bases in particular, right?
Like here's a base. You can see how that I textured it.
Why do you use that instead of just like a drywall
Spackle?
Spackle. Yeah.
This here is kind of durable because then I can carve on it. Once it's baked, even you can still kind of carve it, shape it.
Okay.
And then you can just paint it. And add on to it. So you end up with a interesting dioramic effect.
Okay.
You know, all the big models that you've seen in the cabinet there yesterday, almost every single large model I have, I will sculpt something on the base because it just adds a little bit different look.
You said you have to bake it though, right? Like, what do you mean by that? Like, you can't put a plastic base in the oven. I mean, what do you mean?
Well, basically, let's see, where do I usually just take some aluminum foil.
Yeah.
And you take your base, and I'll take this aluminum foil and wrap it around the base that I have.
Okay.
And everything. So it's nice and tight around it. And then I put the clay on there, and then I'll mold it around however I want, and then sculpt it on there. And then I'll take this off the base and kind of flatten it out nice and neat so it's flat. And you just put it on a cookie sheet like we cooked up pizza like yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's like it's I think 275. I think it's 275.
I had that pizza taste yesterday.
Kind of like Sculpey.
Yeah. Yep. Little did you know you were eating Sculpey pizza.
I think I just broke a tooth.
With just a hint of, there was a hint of melted plastic in there too, though.
Yeah. So basically, I put it in the oven for about 45 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Because I used. Oh, go ahead.
I've done other things where I've made walls.
Okay.
Dragon's teeth, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And you just like shape out these dragon's teeth, and you bake a whole bunch of them, and then you put them on a piece of board, and then I just put some spackle around it and throw it in.
Very cool.
So yeah, that's one of the things I use the most of.
I've never used that.
Yeah.
I learned something. Thank you.
I do something very similar to Rusty. I use a very different product for a very similar reason, and it's very much a price point thing because I personally like synthetic epoxies. So like I like green stuff quite a bit. I don't like the price of green stuff, for big projects.
Yeah, big project.
Green stuff, buy it off Amazon. It's plumber's putty. Yeah.
I actually do something different. It's even a lot cheaper than that. I use epoxy sculpt. And so epoxy sculpt is a synthetic, and I've done videos on this, and I've used this for
Is that what you did that tower on? You made a tower.
Yeah. The tower in this. But I've also done other, I use this stuff all the time. I use it on bases like Rusty does. Okay. And I'm not saying like we all have our methods and what we like. Right. I like this because it's synthetic. It's really tough. Okay. It sort of operates somewhere in between milliput and green stuff.
Okay.
Like it has its own kind of its own kind of texture and things like that. There are certain things that I like to use green stuff much better for.
Like what? For example, that's what I'm curious.
Okay. Filling in a hole on a miniature and making like modifications on miniatures. Okay. I find that the level of detail I can get and like the ease of workability is better with green stuff than this personally. Okay. But this is really good, and still you can get detail for like bases and things like that, and filling in big gaps on things. Like I will sometimes use this anyway, and it sands and cars very well. And so I buy it like this, so this was like 8 years ago, but 2 pounds of this, which I don't know. I'm assuming that this whole thing is 2 pounds, but I don't know. Maybe these are either a pound a piece. It says net weight 2 pounds on each thing. So I don't know. This is actually 4 pounds, I think. Okay. So 4 pounds, 2 pounds in each container cost me $50 about 8 years ago, Canadian. So like $35, but now they probably are closer to 70 or 80, but it's lasted me for 8 years, and it's great. Like it's just great stuff. So I love this. Okay. As far as the mold making, like I don't really have experience in mold making, but what I did do that video on simple green stuff 2-part mold, and I do use that for little pieces on things. Like if I want to actually wolves tails and like just different things. Like I could do a simple green stuff 2-part mold, and I've had good success with it.
Okay.
I'm no mold maker, like I said, but I've done that, and it's actually been good. Yeah, but that's about it for me with that.
Okay, because I knew you had a video, yeah, where you did, I don't know, you made some part for a miniature, a horsetail or
Tails.
a,
Oh, this was a boar's tail. Yeah, it was the boar.
yeah, boar. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if you'd done more, if you've had more experience since then.
I've done it a
really.
couple of times, and it has been mostly tails and like weapons and things like that. Like I've done weapons and tails
Okay.
and stuff. Like yeah.
So
like that.
what and then maybe you said it and I missed it, but what would you recommend then for using for making the part? I mean, did you use epoxy sculpt or
no? It's the interesting thing is it's all green stuff when I do it, and so the particular method I do is I make a mold with like let's say an original part that's plastic green stuff. I have 2 halves that I'm making.
Okay, you use the green stuff to make the mold instead of the blue stuff. Because I use blue stuff that people.
Oh yeah,
use.
well I use the actual green stuff, so it's got a blue and a yellow part. Like
yeah.
I
mean,
Need-A.
But they make blue stuff.
Tight, yeah.
They make blue stuff too, the molds. Okay.
Oh, and actually, I've never tried it. That might be better. But this worked great, and so I use green stuff. I let it cure, and then I use Vaseline as like a mold release agent.
Yeah, mold release.
And then I use green stuff actually inside too. Like and so it's all green stuff. It's like a simple green stuff. Everything's green stuff. Yeah, it worked pretty good.
Okay, because I've been looking at trying to make some horsetails for some Bretonians, and that's one of the reasons I was curious what people did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when it comes to like filling in gaps and everything, and some basic sculpting, I always use green stuff.
Yeah, green stuff is nice because I was using a bunch of the milliput or however, and that that works pretty good for. I was using it to fill gaps in the horses and stuff when I glue them together. If you use a lot of water, you can really make it nice and smooth. I've at least the one when I use it, it doesn't stick together as well as like green stuff.
Yeah.
And so, like when you're putting it on, it's kind of trying to flake a little bit, and it's and so, and then I gotten some of this. It's called Mr. White Putty.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I don't know, and I got it from Hobby Lobby. It's only $3.99. It's not a big deal, but I thought, oh, that'd be great for like those really just the crack. You just need some, just barely any, almost like paint fills it almost.
Right.
It's almost like wood filler stuff.
Yes, but at least I don't know if that's the way it is, or because in my basement, especially. Well, almost any time of the year, it's really dry down here, which is opposite of what you would think. But anyway, it's where our house is. And so I put a little bit of that into a little plastic container, just a little dip and I can't hardly even get it on the miniature, and it's starting to get like a little crust on it. Yeah. And then I'm like, gosh, I can't work fast enough. And I found it annoying. And of course it gives off a huge amount of gas stink, and
I find as a non-miniature sculptor, like even though I've like messed around with stuff, but I don't consider myself one, but I find as like somebody that doesn't do that, similar to airbrushing with the technical aspect of keeping your airbrush like not clogged and like flowing properly and using it properly. I find that getting mediums to stick to your miniature and to perform the way you want to is part of the skill of a sculptor. Like I actually find like in the way I had the same issues, like in the way that you would like try to sculpt something and like it would be coming off and not staying. Yeah. Depending on the thing you're using. I really think that a lot of that is gotten through experience as a sculptor that I don't have. Like I see these guys doing it, and because even green stuff, like the amount of yellow versus blue you use makes it stickier or not.
Yes, the guys will say, depending on how you want to use it, how fast you want it to dry, how hard you want it to be.
Yeah, like all of that comes in trial and error in various things.
Yeah, knowledge. Yeah, that's a good point. And then I have used, and then when I did that barn, I put a video up, and I made that stone barn for my Normandy table. I could use it for my Bretonians too, I think. But I used just that DOS air dry clay for that. And I
that worked out really well.
Yeah, and I made sandbags with it too. I really like working with that. It's just an air dry clay, and it's extremely cheap, and it's fun to work with. But yeah, as far as miniatures goes, the green stuff still seems to be, or what is the generic name for that actually?
Kneaditite, right? It's what.
Yeah, that's what it actually is, right? Seems to be the best. Yeah, and then I'd like to try the blue stuff because I've watched a lot of videos for people because it's reusable, and then it's soft, so you can and then even after you've made your molds and you're done with that, you can warm that back up in hot water and then a lot of times they'll take Legos and make a box to put your mold in, to really control it. And yeah, I just wondered if anybody else had any experience doing that.
Well, even the 2-part green stuff molds that I was talking about, people use the Lego to make a tray to make your actual kind of holder of it. But the blue stuff, one of the differences, because now I know what you're talking about. I've seen that it's called blue stuff, but a lot of times it's clear. That and the thing is like a lot of the molds that I'm making for tails, they're permanent molds. So like once I'm done, like I can actually make a gazillion more
for the rest of your life.
And they're really hard, like they're really tough, but yeah, like the blue stuff is cool because like you said, you can just throw it into the boiling water or whatever it is.
Use it again for another project. But well, I didn't think of using the green stuff because I just thought you'd need a certain amount of give, which I suppose green stuff would when you make that. You wouldn't have made very big, or was your mold really hard? Do you remember?
It is. Yeah. It's
I just wondered how you get I guess use the Vaseline and you could pop it out that way, right?
Yeah. That's how I do
release.
It. Exactly. I use the Vaseline.
Okay, because then when the guys use the blue stuff, they don't use any mold release that I was seeing, and they were just just jamming in the green stuff, and
it's flexible.
It's flexible, so you could pop it out. Which I always kind of wondered how well that worked because they show them like jamming the green stuff in there, and I'm like, doesn't it distort your mold? I guess I'll just have to try it sometime.
Right. It's funny. Chris was just saying that 1 pound of the epoxy sculpt is $80 now, which is also really not a bad deal. Like, when you actually consider the alternative, like green stuff, like to get a pound of green stuff. However, I got mine in Calgary at what is the name of the people that like stuff that hunters animals?
Taxidermist.
The taxidermist place sold it, and they sold it considerably cheaper than elsewhere when I looked at it. Now it's still probably a lot more expensive. So what AI is saying that in Calgary for taxidermy, that 4 pounds of epoxy sculpt typically costs between 79 and 97 Canadian from Canadian suppliers. And so, like it really, the price really does fluctuate quite a bit. You really do have to find a deal for it. Like I was literally going into taxidermy place in order to, I'm actually going into a taxidermy supply right now and looking at this. And let me just see what
that's interesting. I wouldn't have known that to be a search for that.
Oh, This is crazy. Okay, so listen to this. Ferguson Taxidermy Supply. I don't know where they're located, and this could be in US dollars, but it's $47 for 4 pounds of the brown epoxy sculpt. So I don't really care about the color. I usually get the gray. I've had the white too, but you can find some really good deals like when you go into the taxidermy places. But when I look on Google and it just pops up, some of them are $140. It's like truly crazy.
Okay. Yeah, that's the interesting thing is that it's like the Kneadite, is plumber's putty, which is just your common stuff that they use for plumbing activities and stuff. But then a hobby group gets a hold of it, and now Games Workshop will sell it, a little strip like this for $20, when you can buy it for like $7-8, elsewhere for a big 60-inch roll.
Mm-hmm.
No, but it's special hobby grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. It's been so long. I don't know if this ever happens to you guys, where if you go to like a place in your city that you never go to for something, but then you don't need to go there for like 7 years and you forget where you went.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
like that happens to me, and that's the case here. I'm trying to remember where I went.
You got that stuff?
Yeah, I'll have to find it again, unless I can just find somebody else that's cheaper. Because I actually do have to probably get mine in the next year or two. Get another 4 pounds.
And guess what? You walk in, they go, "Hey, Palmer, you want your
That's
order?"
right. Oh, look who shows up! We haven't seen you in a while. 8 years. Like it was only once 8 years ago. It's funny.
All right. Should we go through some of the comments here?
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Mel says, Sculpey, green stuff, RTV, resin, vulcanized rubber, and lead and pewter.
Wow.
That's all of the stuff he's worked with. When you say vulcanized rubber, that would be the like the round molds typically. They'll take the blank or the actual, if they're going to make the original sculpt, and they'll put that in the thing, and they'll press it together and vulcanize it and they'll have all the and then they'll have to carve out all the screw gates or the waste gates and exhaust and stuff out of that too. It is a bit of an artwork for miniature companies to produce vulcanized rubber molds.
Yeah.
And the RTV resin, that was something that Mel did a lot of. He actually designed his own resin miniatures, and he would sell them. And I remember when we first started doing this back in the 90s, we actually carved a bunch of the vehicles and all kinds of stuff out of wood, and then
oh really?
Then make molds out of them, and then fill it in with resin, and take the molds and make resin vehicles.
Huh.
So yeah, it was a bit of a work.
Different time.
Yeah. You can put a plastic base in the oven, of course. The Space Wizard fumes. You melt down the plastic. Air drying clay is great for sandbag making. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's what I used it for.
Yeah. Or you could make a whole bunch of them and then make resin ones. By nowadays you can probably 3D print them, but back in the day you just make some and then you make a mold and you just mass produce them.
Every time I'm sculpting something for anything, even like doing bases, if I have any green stuff left over epoxy sculpt, the first thing I do is make rocks.
Yeah,
I do.
I make rocks for bases and I collect them and put them in the corner for later.
Yeah, I've got one sitting here even from last time
And yeah, typically it's. I
used to make sandbags. Now I'm making rocks.
Whenever, I'll be mold filling and everything, and I got some up. Like, okay. Or I make cannonballs.
Yeah, I've got some cannonballs too. I don't know what I'll use them for, but
eventually it was like when they get put on the base for there should be some, like when our American War of Independence, my
oh yeah,
when I built those with Gabbins.
Yep.
There should be some on there.
I took the time to do this, but I don't know if can you is there a way to focus on this?
There we go.
This is
okay.
You probably can't see it.
Wesco products.
Basically, this here is the place. I found the place that I went to. Right now, instead of $50, I don't know how many years ago now. 8 years ago, it's $70.95 for 4 pounds of epoxy sculpt at the same place that I bought it. So that's about like $50 US, I would say. It's actually pretty good. Yeah. And so it's less crisp than actually that $80 for 1 pound that you found. And so you got to be really choosy.
Yeah.
Where you buy it.
Shop around.
Choosy or hobbyist, choose Jeff.
Absolutely.
So happy to see you guys together in gaming yesterday. Yeah, it was a fun day. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Get the Bretonians on the table. That's as good as it gets.
Yes, you can actually burn Sculpey. Yeah, it's back in the Nam, we were always burning our
You can burn
Sculpey.
anything if you apply enough heat.
I like to have the spotlight, Rusty, but I think you left me on full center here. I'm just going
Oh,
to
yeah.
hang here for everybody to see.
Well, you don't want to see our ugly mugs, do you?
I don't.
All right, I used Tamiya Fast Dry 2-part epoxy putty, so I can buy it locally, and it works fine. Well, I imagine, yeah, Tamiya, that is pretty local, isn't it?
Yeah.
Super Sculpey epoxy sculpt. Say that 10 times fast.
Super Sculpey epoxy sculpt. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that sounds like one is especially for modelers. It's about close to 80 to 100 now. So about $50 for us.
Yeah, well, no, that was, and he was saying that for a pound, I thought, but yeah, so I found it for 70 Canadian, so that's about 50 for you guys, which in all honesty, for 4 pounds, could you actually get your largest size green stuff or need a tight container and figure it out to 4 pounds? And
oh yeah.
And you know how much that's going to be. Now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Green stuff is great, and I buy it. You know what I mean? Like it has a purpose. But when you don't want to use green stuff for the stuff that you use in your clays for, Rusty, right? Like like bulk like that. No, it's too
Not
expensive.
necessary. Yeah. I actually had to buy some green stuff again here a couple weeks ago.
I was watching a guy who does sculpting, and you may have seen his videos. He does beautiful sculpting of giants for Old World on YouTube. And he did a video on how he buys green stuff, like an individual plastic, Titan, like little individual plastic fresh containers. And he gets like 20 of them because he's a sculptor, and he puts them in the freezer, so this way
I've heard
they stay fresh.
Yes. I've heard that.
And I watched this video, and he showed how, like, this is old green stuff, this is new green stuff, and like, look how fresh this is and how it should operate, like when you're sculpting. And I looked at this tube, which I've had this tube, and it's still mostly unused. I've had this tube just sitting here outside the freezer, and I've been using it still for like another 8 years, like 5 to 6 years or something like that. And I'm just thinking, man, I am bad. Like, like I am using crap here, like this.
Yeah,
is
you don't
sitting
realize
out forever. Like, I do have to dunk it in water, and I have to massage it forever, like in water, like to get it to get exactly like I like. It's not very fresh,
but it still does the job for.
It still does the job for what I need it for.
Speaking,
I just looked it up. The last time I bought some green stuff, 3 feet of tape, was now it's $28.
And what's the weight on it? For 3 feet of tape.
Let's see if it just went by feet. 3 feet.
Oh, it doesn't tell you the amount, huh?
I'm looking. Just tells you inches.
Yeah, see, I didn't need that many inches. I just bought the little army painter one at the hobby shop when I was visiting my daughter in Omaha. And it was like $15, but it'll last me forever,
Yeah, the the army painter one is $14 for 20 centimeters.
Yeah, I forget it. I got it sitting here somewhere.
So it says that it's roughly 3.5 ounces for 18 inches.
Okay.
This says
it's
that's going to be
40 grams.
Okay. So 3.5. Oh, it's 40 grams for 3 feet?
No, for whatever
the army
Dan
painter
just
one
bought.
is.
Okay. Well, if we say that 3.5 is now 7 ounces for 3 feet, if I do a conversion here real quick, I shouldn't be doing this after I've had a couple of musty drinks. But
math's hard. Math is hard, Palmer.
Okay, so what did I say? I said 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just going to go see how many ounces is for. that's 64 ounces. So then 64 divided by 7.5.
Eight.
It's 8. 7.5 goes in 64 8 times. So how much did it cost for that 3 feet, Rusty?
Cost me 3 feet. That would be 28 now. $28.
So that's 28 times 8.
It's $160.
So $224.
About $200.
So $224 is the equivalent of about $50 US. And so it's over 4 times more expensive.
Yeah.
Having said that, it's all really whatever, because it's
it just depends on what the use.
What you're doing it for. Yeah, like I don't use it in bulk like I do the
epoxy for me that
reason.
$15 that's all I need for years.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but if
I
you
do
were
so much
using
hobbying and gap filling and stuff that a year ago, whenever it was I lost about, I'm almost out. I'm down to let me tell you, out of that 3 feet, I got about that much left.
Right.
Not much.
Dan, do you use putty on your bases?
No.
What do you like? You don't use a filler at all on your bases?
Nope.
Okay. See, like, this is an extreme example because these guys were on, what do they call it when you have the old miniatures that are on a base, but it's not really a base? It's like a little round
thing.
They
call it a...
There's a name for it.
Yes.
But so what I do is I will use this epoxy sculpt to actually level it. And so like I'll actually, rather than cut it off or something like that, I'm basically leveling out. And so I might do this. Like, this is an extreme example. I don't usually put this much on a base for like a little one. I actually made a little little top part here for that. But I use a lot of it because I use it on all my bases. I use it for a lot for terrain. Like if I need to actually use like a synthetic epoxy that I want to use for terrain, and I'm using a lot of it, I can do that when I'm getting like 4 pounds for that much money, and so.
Yeah, I usually use like this spackling. It's like most of the time I use that. It was like on the BattleTech miniatures. Because it has the lip, I'll just level it off with that.
Yeah, see, on my bases, I just use white glue, and I've got a mixed sand, and I like that.
And just kind of round it off a little bit.
Yeah, you can't. It looks good, I think.
I haven't done my highlighting and stuff yet, but
is that a Sarissa Precision?
This is, yeah.
I'm gonna. Nice.
I weathered this, so it's kind of dirty looking, but I'm gonna dry brush it with a lighter color, and then I'm still gonna actually highlight the wood, and put a wash like on it and stuff. I still have a little work to do.
Supposed to be like a tile then, or on top, or
I think so. I think that's the way it's meant to be for the houses because they're all like little individual squares there on there. Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyways,
cool, I like it.
Like a blue slate pile.
This is my first. I'm gonna do this one exactly the same, like basically, and then I'm gonna have another one too that I'm gonna do.
Cool.
And I'll actually. It's gonna look a lot different, the wood, like when I'm done with it.
Yeah.
This is just the base coat, really.
Yeah, the base coats always look a little. Not like the final product, right?
Exactly. This is not the final product.
Blue stuff is great.
I almost ordered some the other day and then I didn't.
Yeah, they had some of that listed here. The blue stuff was available.
A new Squalor says he uses the blue stuff, for Warhammer weapons, which that's what I was thinking. Like even weapons for customers, I want to make, some swaps and then I'm missing some tails and stuff. Yeah. It's just simple stuff.
Let's see. I need 1 or 2 more Warhammer weapons. Yeah, it's like you make stuff out of it. And it's like you can make a quick weapon out of it. Skyborg plastine mix with green stuff he uses for his sculpting. Okay. It's 88 Canadian for £1. Ouch. That's a liquid plastic glue.
I
don't know.
Plasticine. Yeah.
Sounds like in the late Pleistocene,
It's
the
from-
dinosaurs were.
Yeah, right. But it is something in the plastic model kit building world.
Was it the clay that we used as kids in like the 70s called plasticine in schools?
Oh.
Like, do you remember like that gray clay that we used just in like school,
yeah.
and it didn't harden or anything. It was just like you would just
Yeah,
use
it's
it
just
like Play-Doh.
clay. You could use it.
Yeah,
like-
yeah. I thought it was
I
called
don't-
plasticine too.
I don't remember a name on it.
Okay,
I didn't eat it, so I don't know.
I'm just curious now.
I still
Play-Doh.
have spin casting machines and mold. Oh yeah, mold equipment.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Let's get it fired up. Let's do this.
Might have to talk to Mel. That's awesome.
Yeah, we got to start a miniature
Kids play with
company.
plasticine in school, made of calcium
okay.
salts, petroleum jelly, and alphatic acids.
Okay. Interesting.
Do you mind if I show you something real quick?
Okay.
You mind if I show you something? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
exactly what they just said.
3 different colors of milk, but okay.
So that, can you see it?
Yeah.
Those are the different colors. Yeah, but that was
Yeah, that's the
okay. Yeah, I
stuff.
seen that,
That
in
is
like
the
Michael's.
yeah.
Gosh. Just for
Hard, but
nostalgia, I need to buy
black.
some of that.
I think the reason why I remember it was gray is that once you mix them together, it always turns like one color.
Yeah.
Like it turns like this like dark bluey gray dark kind of color when you mix it all
Okay.
together.
And when we were in
Right.
school, we were playing with 15, 20-year-old clay that just kept lasting forever.
Yeah, exactly. It ends up being this tub that you grab and you just like
Go
Make
and grab some.
stick figures out of and stuff.
Like
And
ideal.
you know, after 1,300 kids have worked their
Hands
greasy
through it.
fingers and snot into it, you know,
Yeah, you're good to go then.
yeah. So with milliput, there are different colors. Some are great for sculpting metal things. Some are great for making clothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the milliput I have, it's yellow. It's standard, and then it's like ends up being yellow. Yeah, the one side is yellow, and the other side is like a gray. And you mix it, it's yellow. And I use that for a lot of stuff, and it gets hard as a rock. It's not as good for filling little tiny cracks, I don't think. But it's good for, yeah.
Dan described is more likely good for making a box of rocks.
Yeah. I would agree. That's what I would kind
And then
of
you're
found
getting
out.
high while you're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Then you're gonna be bright as a box of rocks when you're
Yeah.
done.
I think milliput comes in 3 different types.
Okay.
A good company to order from for resins and RTV is Smooth On.
I got this stuff years ago, but I've never used it.
The second here.
Oh,
Set
Tamaya.
upside down. It's a Tamaya, Tamaya epoxy.
Oh, yeah.
Epoxy
I've seen that.
putty. Okay.
I don't know. It's got. Is it just
Wonder-
this, or is there two
Oh.
pieces? Oh, there's 2 pieces.
Should be
It's
2,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, it's this. It's like a tan and a white,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
they're sealed, and they're still soft. I don't know. Does it work just like green stuff?
I don't know, is it like a paste or is it actually like a putty?
Well, it says putty.
Oh, okay. It
Epoxy
just looked
putty.
really thin. I thought maybe it was like
Yeah, I
Well,
imagine
it's-
you have to mix them together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I was wondering if
Yeah.
it's like as good as green stuff or the same, or if it's
I don't
different.
know. You got to run a
Maybe
test.
somebody in the somebody in the comments. I'm sure somebody's used it here. We always
Yeah.
have somebody in the comments has used it. I think.
Yeah. Well, by
Seems like
2 weeks from now, Palmer should have used it so we can
Yeah.
get the
2 weeks
feedback.
2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. I
from now,
remember,
Paul,
Mel, you're using aluminite when you was doing. Yeah, you used to buy that stuff by the gallon back in the day.
Rusty, put me
What's
back. Take me away.
No.
Rusty. Take me away.
Take me
How
away
done,
from all
take
this.
That's exactly.
I had a hard time getting into that in Canada. And it's like, yeah, it was pretty easy to get it here in the States. It's like, heck, at one time, our local hobby shop, they carry it by the gallons at times.
Mhm.
It was hazard thing with customs,
Huh.
which doesn't make sense really. FYI, Millput comes 6 colors.
Oh my God. Let's make it more confusing. Good thinking.
Yeah. Guiane pig dust with Mod Podge and paint makes a wicked stucco.
Oh,
That's an interesting thought.
Ooh, I do like me some Mod Podge.
I
Guinea
have.
pig. Oh,
I don't
guinea
have-
pig dust. Okay, that's
I don't
what
have
that
guinea
is.
pig dust, but I have chinchilla dust.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
chili dust.
No, that doesn't work. Do you really?
Chili. He's got some chili dust, man.
Look, don't, Rusty, don't put me big on the screen because you're gonna leave me there.
Yeah,
See, look at
chinchilla.
this.
Oh my
You
God.
mix this. I've used this. You mix this directly with paint, and like what I did is I actually mixed this directly with paint, and it worked great for a stucco too. And I've never used the Mod Podge with it, but this stuff worked great. Now I don't know if guinea pig dust is different than chinchilla dust.
Yeah, it's probably the same thing. Is it?
Yeah.
Does it say what kind of clay that is?
It says from the feces of chinchillas. No, just kidding.
Well, ew.
Let's see. What is this stuff?
It's probably
Ingredients.
radioactive.
Oh, look at this. This clears it up. Ingredients. This is what it says. Blue beauty dust with a trademark. That's all it
Okay.
says. That's all it says.
You're probably right with your first statement. It probably
Yeah,
is.
exactly. Exactly.
They've just trademarked the name.
Yeah.
Called
Chris
blue.
says that's what I meant for the dust. Mixed up the critter. Yeah,
Yeah.
this stuff works really good. And I was surprised as to how little you needed in the paint for it to cause a great effect. It was really good.
Huh.
It's a putty like GS. Okay. That's the one Palmer. It's good as green stuff and softer.
What's
How
scary
soft is it?
is it's scary that I had that in arm's reach, that I didn't even need to get up and get it,
Oh,
because that's not something I
I was
use
gonna
more
say.
than once a lifetime. You know, like I use that like on a building when you need a great stucco, but I haven't used that in so long.
It's like it'd be the thing that you look for 2 hours.
What did you? Well, I've got it right here.
God almighty.
it's amazing what kind of stuff we pull out of the like. It's a secret thing, but it's a secret sauce. I got some guinea pig
Look, I've got
droppings I use here.
Yeah, droppings. And I got it right here. Okay.
Have you ever used rabbit chow on your
Oh, that's next level. Yep.
rabbit pellets? Crush it up, put on. It smells just like alfalfa. That's what I meant for dust mixture it up with the critter. Yeah, we used to have a chinchilla back when the kids were in junior high.
Looks like we got somebody that just jumped in the chat. Matthew Marek.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
Matthew. Thanks for jumping in.
Yeah, hey.
I was going to say that made for chinchillas are what they made the byproducts. Okay. Back in the day, I was wondering how much writing was left to
Contract,
work.
yeah, versus staff. And I do think that definitely is an issue. I mean, like they definitely probably have contract work to meet demand and things, but
Yeah.
I guess like a lot of times knowledge of like your product and like your lore and like your organizational knowledge and your direction that you want to go is like held within the staff writers, and they want to have like these your staff, like, and you want to have these people that are kind of like masters of it, but then you can bring someone in to do something and give them direction and maybe even something to read. So it's probably a balance, is what I would imagine. But I do think that there are like they probably do feel they need career people for the best product ultimately as well, and then you need to give them work to some degree. But it was a thought, and this is going back, I guess, to earlier in our conversation.
Yep. Yeah.
But it's an interesting. I don't pretend to know. Like I don't really know what the formula is that they go with, like for big companies, because I don't think small companies are needing to deal with this with the same scale of it. But
Yeah.
Yeah, probably right.
Mini Warmut. Howdy, Mini Warmut.
hey, Warmut.
I was like, whoa, Rusty, you have the plague? Well, I had the plague about 2 weeks ago. Right after the last show we had, I got sick with the flu, and then I've
This is after you've gotten better.
Rusty started using a new cologne, and
it's called Manly.
Dropped his voice
and,
down
and,
even an octave.
it's transformed him.
It's called Barry White. Oh yeah, it's like I had basically bronchitis, so I have a hard time. I was talking much better yesterday.
Yeah, you were. You sound worse today.
Yeah.
That's a fair statement.
After spending all day yesterday with Dan, because we played our game yesterday here, and my voice, I woke up this morning, I was like, oh my God, my throat hurts.
You sound like a chaos dwarf.
Yeah.
It's from all those yelling of fire. Jesus.
Grab on help.
Not
Fire.
another salvo.
Ain't chinchilla is what you get at a Mexican restaurant? Yes, it is. I sound better. Yeah, I am much better now. There's a reason why I didn't have a BattleTech video today. That usually comes out on Thursday. I haven't been able to do it without wanting to hack up a lung.
Yeah, so. That makes sense. I'm getting sympathetic urges to cough here, listening to you. You know how that happens where you get like an itch all of a sudden, you're like, here's somebody that's struggling, you're like, oh gosh, I'm gonna cough.
Yeah. The whole night I've just been, every time I want to go, I'm like, okay, here we go.
Well, that's kind of cool topics tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, good conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wolfman. Hey, here comes the Wolfman.
Need more to clear the throat.
Need to drink more to clear that throat. Yes, I drink more, so we have to say BattleTech.
That is probably killing something on the way down. That's good.
Oh yeah, it's cleansing the throat. All right. Normally, it's like when my throat's really bad, I just break out the Jack Daniel's honey.
Oh yeah,
that stuff's smooth. It coats your throat and tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's some good stuff. Got a bunch of it when we were at the Jack Daniel distillery. Oh God, was it?
Oh yeah,
6-7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there we go. That should be about the end of the show, don't you think?
Yep, we're there.
Yeah.
And so thanks everybody for joining in. Sorry for the latecomers that we're going so quickly, or at least if you've been maybe you've been silent and watching, or maybe you've just jumped in. I'm not sure. But thanks everybody for joining. Absolutely. We love
good
comments, and the participation is a huge part of what we enjoy about the show.
All right, so we'll be back in a couple weeks over on Palmer's channel.
Yes, sir.
So hopefully we'll be back. And I know that, just to let you know, Dan and I are also planning another game before the end of February, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there, February, early March, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't have anything on the calendar, but it's going to happen.
So we'll figure out another game. So just to let you know, I still have to put together all the footage that I took yesterday.
Oh, yesterday, yeah.
And edit it and everything, put it together. So there will be a video probably coming out next Monday or something like that.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
They can see the carnage.
So everybody's like, when's the video coming out? When's the video coming out? Everybody wants to see Dan's army.
Yeah. Well.
All right. So we'll see you all in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
As everybody says good night. We'll see y'all later.
Yes.
Get over your sickness, man. Yeah, I'm over the sickness. It's just trying to get all the body parts healthy again.
Yeah, you sound worse than you feel, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. And everybody I know that's had this stuff, they all sound like me. Even my son. No.
Your wife never got sick.
I'll be signing out here. We'll all see you in a couple weeks, and I hope you get stayed out there and get all your stuff painted.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
and get some games. Yep.
All
Good
right.
night, everybody.
Good night,
Take
everyone.
care, everybody. See ya.